Good morning, everybody. We have a mixed trade in the grain markets here early on Friday morning. It is 6:30 a.m. Central Time. May corn futures up 1 3/4 at 581 and a half. December corn is up 3 1/4 at 498. May soybeans up 1 at 1416 and a quarter. November soybeans are up 1 at 1274 and a quarter. May Chicago wheat up 3 3/4 at 632 and a half. May Kansas City wheat up 4 3/4 at 581 and a quarter. May spring wheat is up 4 1/4 at 644 and a half. If you guys are listening on the podcast, really appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you have not already, make sure you hit the like button. That would really help me out in regard to YouTube to spread these videos around. And remember, as always, if you need some additional assistance from me, go to my website. It is www.standardgrain.com. Go to that website, click on Grain Marketing Plan here in the upper right-hand corner. For $49 a month, I will send you my morning newsletter, which is an email that goes out every business day at 6:30 a.m. Central Time. I'll send you my text message service. I'll send you my new subscriber-only videos and content. I just had one yesterday, as a matter of fact, regarding my most recent cash targets in new crop corn and soybeans. And these are subscriber-only videos that go out via both text message and email to all my subscribers. It's been very, very popular since I started doing this deal about a month ago. So certainly check out this subscription deal if you're seeking some assistance. It's $49 a month billed to your credit card through PayPal, and you can cancel it at absolutely any time. We have a USDA report today. This is the monthly crop production and WASDE report. It will be out at 11 a.m. Central Time. Generally speaking, we're looking for friendly numbers versus last month in regard to corn and soybeans, and we are looking for neutral to maybe slightly negative numbers in regard to wheat. The average trade guess for the corn carryout for the U.S. current marketing year, 1.396 billion. That would be down from 1.502 last month. Soybeans, we're looking for just a very small reduction to the carryout projection. 119 is what's expected for the U.S. versus 120 last month. In wheat, we're looking for an increase. 847 million bushels expected versus 836 last month. I think a lot of traders are working with the idea that the corn carryout number in particular is probably in reality quite a bit lower than 1.5 and also probably quite a bit lower than 1.396. It's my personal opinion that we've been trading something closer to maybe a 1.2 for some time now. And in soybeans, you can make a similar argument that the market's been trading something, closer to 100 million bushels perhaps. But we'll see what the government has to say today. There's a lot of moving parts here. We're also looking for some reductions to the global carryout estimates for corn and soybeans, a small increase expected for the wheat in regard to the global carryout situation. We're looking for smaller Argentina production numbers for both corn and soybeans here at 11 o'clock this morning. China canceled or rolled some old crop soybean purchases last week. Net reductions of 216,000 metric tons of beans were noted for China for the current marketing year. Unknown destinations canceled an additional 52,000. China did buy a small amount of new crop beans, however. Brazilian soybeans have been quite a bit cheaper than anything that the U.S. can offer for several weeks now. It's honestly very surprising to me that we have not seen cancellations or larger cancellations prior to this. I mean, I thought this was something that would have happened weeks ago, and it really hadn't. Old crop export sales for corn were okay last week, 757. Wheat sales were actually really good, 82 for old crop, but 634 for new crop. Now, U.S. exporters have already sold 101% of the full year target for corn and 99% of the full year target for soybeans. So this target, of course, is what's going to be sold and ultimately shipped between now and August 31st. It's for this reason that we've already sold the full year forecasts essentially for both crops, that traders assume that USDA has to raise these export forecasts, but there are some other things going on here. This is one of them. The Chinese government raised its forecast for corn imports. Finally, this is long overdue. They estimated their corn imports for the marketing year at 22 million metric tons, up sharply from 10 million last month. Now, USDA's got their number at 24. The interesting thing here is that China has already booked more than 23 million metric tons of corn from the U.S. alone, and that's not including purchases from other destinations. So I think the view here of many is that shipments and not sales are really the big deal here. Can we actually get all of this corn shipped to China prior to the end of the marketing year, or do we end up rolling a lot of these sales into new crop? That's, I think, the big question here. We know that the sales are there, they've been made. The question now is, can we actually ship all this corn to China between now and the end of August? Argentina soybean crop may be getting smaller. The Buenos Aires Grain Exchange pegged this year's crop at 43 million, down from 44 previously. USDA is at 47.5. The exchange cited lower than expected yields caused by drought as a reason for the cut. Farmers in Argentina have been light sellers of soybeans. There's an article in Reuters this morning discussing how farmers in Argentina are hoarding soybeans as a hedge against the country's weak currency. One farmer said, quote, "Our currency is soy. We cannot rely on the peso," end quote. So some interesting stuff going on there. Brazil had its crop report out yesterday. CONAB pegged the Brazilian soybean crop at 135.5 million metric tons, up from 135.1 previously. The estimate for the corn crop was actually raised to 108.9 from 108.1 previously. A lot of other groups are actually reducing Brazilian corn estimates amid late planting and dry weather. Global food prices are rising. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, the FAO, they raised they have an index essentially to track global food prices, and it's been up for 10 straight months. It's at its highest level since June of 2014, and here's a chart on that. So you're going to hear more about rising food prices here. This whole deal has been led by a big rise in vegetable oils, also meats, dairy, grains. I mean, most commodities, especially ag commodities, have risen sharply. So you may start to hear more talk in the news here about rising food prices, certainly. Cattle market had a good day yesterday, or I'm sorry, we had some midday gains yesterday, and then we kind of backed off. Cash cattle has been better, and we were 120 to 123 so far this week. And remember, it was just a couple of weeks ago that cash cattle had been stuck in the mud at that 114 area. So we've really improved. The bigger improvement perhaps has been in the boxed beef market, which has just surged. We were up another $4 in the choice boxes, up almost $9 in select boxes yesterday. So big rally in the boxed beef. I've got to dig up a chart for Monday on these boxed beef prices because it's pretty phenomenal. Feeder cattle index is sitting just south of that 140 mark. In the outside markets this morning, we have the Dow Jones up 100 points, the S&P's up 8. The gold is down about $12, silver's down a little bit, US dollars up a little bit, crude oil's up 4 cents, 59.64 in the May WTI. We've got the bonds down. Remember, guys, report today at 11 a.m. Central. I'll talk to you on Monday.